Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yogah karmasu kaushalam.
Hello dear students, I am Dr. Komal Rawal from Somlalit College of Commerce, Gujarat University. I welcome you today in this session. We are going to start with Accounting for Non-Trading Concern Part 7. In Part 6, we have discussed and understand accounting treatments of first point identification of revenue income and revenue expenses from given receipt and payment account and additional information. Point 2, when opening stock, purchases and closing stock are given, how to incorporate them in income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Next point, about implied adjustments, there can be implied adjustment and it is appropriate effect is to be given. For example, interest of 12 month received rupees 10,000 on 10% investment. Here amount of investment is not given, further interest is received for one complete year. Amount of investment is rupees 10,000 into 100 divided by 10, that will come to rupees 1 lakh. This will be used for opening and closing balance sheet if required. Yeah, in this part 7, we will see some other illustrations pertaining to preparation of income expenditure account and balance sheet as well. In part 6, we had studied 10 illustrations now. We will be continue with illustration 11 onward in this part. Illustration 11. From the given information, prepare income expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2024 and balance sheet as on that date of Shiv Sport Club. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2023 of Shiv Sports Club. Liability and assets are given. Liability side, capital fund, subscription received in advance, salary outstanding and the total of liability is 30,000. Now asset side, furniture is there, sports equipments, 10% investment, subscription outstanding, prepare rent, cash balance are given and the total of asset is also 30,000. Now prepare receipt payment account for the year ending 31st March 2024 of Shiv Sports Club. Two columns we have to prepare, receipt and payment. In that we will see opening balance is given, that is balance brought down, entrance fees is there, subscription is there, interest on investment is provided, donation, sale of old newspapers, sundry income and the total of receipt side it is 16,500. Now come to the payment side. Here salary, rent, sports equipment, again in that opening balance is given, that is 1st October 2023, subscription of periodicals, sundry expenses and closing balance carried forward and the total of payment side is 16,500. Additional information, first point in that, at the end of the year, subscription of current year is outstanding rupees 3,000. Next point, at the end of the year, salary of current year is outstanding rupees 500. Third point, subscription includes rupees 2,000 for the year 24-25. Next, provide 10% and 20% depreciation per annum on furniture and sports equipments respectively. Next point, half amount of entrance fees is to be capitalized. Now we will see the answer and explanation part of this question. So the first point here is, in this question opening balance sheet is given. So capital fund is straightway available. Point 2, opening balance sheet, capital fund of rupees 28,500 would appear in closing balance sheet. Next, subscription received in advance rupees 500 is subscription of current year received in previous year. Thus, will be added in subscription of current in income and expenditure account. The third point is salary outstanding, that is rupees 1000. Salary of previous year will be deducted from cash payment of salary, that is rupees 4000. Next, furniture of rupees 2500, sports equipment rupees 15,000 and 10% investment rupees 10,000 in closing balance sheet. Fifth point, subscription outstanding rupees 1500 of previous year is received in current. So, from cash receipt of subscription will be deducted. Next point, in previous year, rent of current year is paid. So, it will be added in rent of current year in income and expenditure account. Next, rupees 750 is opening balance of cash. Now, we will see from the adjustments point of view, in that the first point is at the end of the year, subscription of current year is outstanding rupees 3000. It will be in subscription of current year in income and expenditure account, and its second effect will be given in closing balance sheet asset side. Next point is at the end of the year, salary of current year is outstanding rupees 500. It is the salary of current year. Will add in salary of current year, and second effect will be given in balance sheet liability side. Next point, subscription include rupees 2000 for the year 24 and 25. It is income of next year, that is 24 and 25. It will be deducted from subscription, and its second effect will be given in balance sheet liability side. Another point is provide 10% and 20% depreciation per annum on furniture and sports equipments respectively. Another point we will see now, depreciation on sports equipment on balance 1st April 2014 of 15,000 depreciation is charged at 20% of whole year rupees 3,000. On furniture of rupees 5,000 purchased on 1st October 14, depreciation is charged at 20% for 6 months rupees 500. Therefore, total depreciation is rupees 3,500. In closing balance sheet, total equipment will be of 20,000 rupees. Less depreciation of rupees 3,500 will be deducted. Net amount of rupees 16,500 would appear in balance sheet at asset side. Further, depreciation of rupees 3,500 would appear in expenditure side of income and expenditure account. Another point, depreciation on furniture of rupees 2,500 at 10% rupees 250 is calculated. In balance sheet, asset side from furniture value of rupees 2,500 minus depreciation of rupees 250 and the net amount of rupees 2,250 will be shown. Further, depreciation on furniture of rupees 250 would appear in expenditure side of income and expenditure account. Another point is, this is something important, half of the amount of entrance fees is to be capitalized. In receipt and payment account, entrance fees is received, that is rupees 1000. Half of it would be rupees 500 and it will be added to capital fund. And the remaining half amount, that is rupees 500, will be shown in income side of income and expenditure account. Now we will say implied adjustments. The first point in that is, in opening balance sheet, we have 10% investment of rupees 10,000. During the year, neither new investment are purchased nor sold. Thus, we will have closing balance of rupees 10,000 and 10% interest rupees 1,000 should be received. But in receipt and payment account, we have received rupees 750. It means remaining rupees 250 is outstanding. In income and expenditure account, in income side, rupees 750 plus rupees 250, that will come to rupees 1,000. It will be shown as an asset on investment side. Second effect will be given in balance sheet asset side. With this explanation, let us solve the solution. Yes, dear students, now we are going to prepare income expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2024 of Shiv Sports Club. Expense and income we have to prepare. So on expense side, first of all, write to salaries in inner column rupees 4,000. Then we are going to add outstanding of current year, that is 23-24 rupees 500. Then we have to deduct previous years during the current year 22-23, that is rupees 1,000. So in the outer column rupees 3,500 we have to write. Next it is rent. Again in inner column we have to write down the amount, that is 2,250. Then add paid in advance during previous year, that is rupees 250. So in the outer column 2,500. Next, subscription of periodicals, that is 500. Sundry expense 750. Depreciation, again in inner column, furniture depreciation 250. Sports equipment 3,500, and to the outer column 3,750. To excess of income over expenditure, that is 4,250. So the total of expense side is 15,250. Now we'll come to income side. In that, the first one is entrance fees. We have to take 50% of entrance fees, that will come to rupees 500 in the outer column. Next, subscription. Inner column we have to write down the amount, that is 12,500. Add outstanding of current year, that is 3,000 rupees. Again we have to add advance amount, that is 500 rupees of previous year. Then we have to less received of previous year 1,500. Add receive in advance of the next year, that is 24-25, 1,000, and the total of all these are rupees 13,500. Next, investment interest in inner column rupees 750. Now we have to add outstanding rupees 20,000. We have 10% of 20,000, that is rupees 250. In outer column 1,000. Sale of old newspaper 200. Sundry income 50, and the total of income side is 15,250. Now we are going to prepare balance sheet as on 31st March 2024 of Shiv Sports Club. Liability amount, asset amount. Now liability side, capital fund in the inner column 28,500. Then add donation 1,250. Again add entrance fees 50% of it, that is 500. Add excess of amount, that is 4,250. So the total of all the inner column is 34,500. Subscription received in advance rupees 1,000. Salary outstanding 500, and the total of liability side is 36,000. Now we'll shift to asset side. First in that, furniture. Furniture amount rupees 2,500 we have to write down in the inner column because we will have depreciation with it. So less depreciation rupees 250. Outer column 2,250. Next, sports equipment, similarly 15,000 in the inner column. Add purchase 1st October 23, that is rupees 5,000. Then we have to deduct depreciation 3,500, and to the outer column it will be 16,500. Next, 10% investment 10,000. Interest outstanding on 10% investment, that is rupees 250. Subscription outstanding 3,000. Cash balance 4,000, and the total of asset side is 36,000. So we solved many illustrations. I hope it is clear to you. If you are having any query or any question, you can ask me, students.
How would you calculate depreciation on any fixed asset?
Okay, yeah, very nice question. This question arises in the mind of students often. So my answer to your question is depreciation is charged on fixed assets. The rate of depreciation is predetermined and it is in percentage. So depreciation is charged on opening balance of respective asset. It is calculated for the period for which asset is used. See, if asset is used for complete year, depreciation shall be charged for entire year. If asset is sold or purchased during the year, depreciation will be charged for the period of use. I hope it is clear to you now. Yes, dear students, For practical understanding, refer previous illustration number 11 of this question, where some sports are purchased during the year. Now we will start with illustration number 12. From the information given, accounting information of Krishna Sports Club, prepare an income expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2024 and a balance sheet as on that date. Prepare balance sheet as on 31st March 2024 of Krishna Sports Club. Liability side, capital fund, excess of income over expenditure is there, subscription receipt in advance is given in the question, unpaid expenses, 6% loan is also given, and the total of this side is 3,24,960. Now come to the asset side, land and building is there, cash balance, subscription outstanding, locker rent outstanding, investments, and so on. And the total of it again 3,24,960. Now we have to prepare receipt payment account for the year ending 31st March 2024 of Krishna Sports Club. Receipt side, opening balance, that is balance brought down, subscription is given 2022 and 23 year, then entrance fees is there, locker rent, refreshment income, and the total of this side is 71,800. Now payment side, expenses are given, again furniture, opening furniture has been mentioned in the question, interest and loan, refreshment expense, and closing balance, and the total is 71,800. Now the adjustments are subscription outstanding for the year 23-24, that is rupees 3,200. Next adjustment, expenses outstanding for the year 23-24, rupees 1,000. Third point, salary outstanding rupees 2,000. Next, provide 5% per annum depreciation on land and building and 10% per annum on furniture. Fifth point, 50% of entrance fees is to be capitalized. It is similar to the previous question. There also entrance fees has been given in the same manner. And the next point is locker rent outstanding for the year 23-24, rupees 360. Now we will see the explanation part of this sum. First of all, what we have to do, you are provided opening balance sheet, receipt and payment account, and some adjustments. Now first of all, we will see adjustments one by one. Adjustment number 1 is pertaining to subscription. Now we will deal with all the given adjustments first. The first is subscription received for the year 23 and 24 is rupees 8,400. You can see receipt and payment account. Plus outstanding of current year is of rupees 3,200. You can check it from the adjustment. This rupees 3,200 would appear in closing balance sheet. Asset side. Further, in the year 22-23, rupees 9,600 received for 23-24. See opening balance sheet. Thus, total subscription of 23 and 24 in income and expenditure account is shown of rupees 21,200. We will see another adjustment. In opening balance sheet, rupees 3,040 is given for subscription not received in the year 22-23, which is of previous year. So, in receipt and payment account for the year 22-23, subscription is received of rupees 800 only. Thus, remaining amount, that is 2,240, would appear in the closing balance sheet. Now, another adjustment is there for the payment of expenses. So, in receipt and payment account, expense paid for the year 23 and 24 is of rupees 8,000 and outstanding of previous year is rupees 1,000. Thus, in income and expenditure account, rupees 9,000 will appear. Further, outstanding amount of rupees 1,000 would appear in balance sheet liability side. Next point is unpaid expenses of 22 and 23 are of rupees 11,200. You can see this in opening balance sheet, and for which only rupees 4,800 is paid. Thus, rupees 6,400 in balance sheet liability side. Adjustment number 3, now we will see that is about outstanding salary. Outstanding salary of rupees 2000, which is fully outstanding because in receipt and payment account no payment is made given. This would appear in income and expenditure account and closing balance sheet. Adjustment number 4 is about depreciation. Depreciation on land and building and furniture. On land and building, depreciation of 1 year will be calculated, that is rupees 12,000, that 5% of 2,40,000. Again, depreciation of furniture for 6 months will be calculated rupees 800 because furniture is purchased on 1st October 23 at 10% for the 6 months 16,000. Next adjustment number 5, that is 50% of entrance fees is to be capitalized. So, 50% of rupees 3,200 that will come to rupees 1,600 which will be added to capital fund, and remaining 1,600 amount will be shown in income and expenditure account. Now students, we have to prepare income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 24 of Krishna Sports Club. Prepare 4 columns: income, amount, expenditure, amount. Now come to the income side. First in that is expenses. Rupees 8,000 in inner column. Less outstanding 22-23 rupees 1,000, and to the outer column rupees 7,000. To salary rupees 2,000. Depreciation account, in that land and building 12,000 in the inner column, furniture 800 again in the inner column, and the total of both, that is 12,800 to the outer column. Next, interest on loan paid 600 inner column plus outstanding, that is 1,800, 2,400 to the outer column. Refreshment expense 9,000. Next, excess of income over expenditure, that is 4,840. So, the total of income side is 40,040. Now, we will come to expenditure side. Subscription will see the first. Subscription in the year 23-24, that is 8,400 plus outstanding of 23 and 24, that is 3,200. Again, we have to add received in advance 22-23 for 23 and 24, that is rupees 9,600, and the total of all is 21,200. Next, entrance fees, that is 50% is capitalized, so the amount is 1,600. Locker rent 2,800 less 1,920. Again, we have to less outstanding 360. So, we will get the amount 1,240 in the outer column. Next, refreshment income, that is rupees 16,000. So, the total of in expenditure side is 40,040. I hope income expenditure account is clear to everybody. Yes students, now we have to prepare balance sheet as on 31st March 2023 of the same, that is Krishna Sports Club. Prepare liability amount, asset amount. Yes, now kindly pay attention over here. In that, the first is capital fund 2,16,000. We have to add income and expenditure account. The amount is 48,160. Again, we are going to add entrance fees 1,600. Then add excess of income of current year, that is 4,840, and the total of all of the above are 2,70,600. Next, we will see loan, that is 6% loan, which is already mentioned in the question, 40,000. Subscription of 24-25 received in 23 and 24 is 600. Outstanding expense of 24-25 rupees 1,000. Outstanding expense of 23-24, that is 11,200. Again, we have to deduct received amount, that is 4,800, and to the outer column 6,400 we received. Outstanding salary 2,000. Outstanding interest on loan 1,800, and the total of liability side is 3,22,400. Now we will shift to asset side. First we have to write down in that land and building rupees 2,40,000 in the inner column. Then less depreciation, that is 12,000. So to the outer column 2,28,000. Next, similarly as we did in land and building, furniture 16,000. We have to depreciate the amount which is of 6 months 800. 16,000 minus 800 and the amount comes 15,200. Next, investments, that is 40,000. Outstanding subscription of 23-24 3,200. Outstanding subscription of 22-23 is 3,040. We have to write down this in inner column. Then deduct received, that is rupees 800. So to the outer column 2,240. Outstanding locker rent is 360. Cash balance which is already given, that is rupees 33,400. So the total of assets side is 3,22,400. So here liability and asset both tallied likewise. Yes dear students, today we have discussed illustration 11 and illustration 12. I hope it is clear to you. Similarly, we are having one more illustration which we are going to solve today. Illustration number 13. The accounting information of Mehta Hospital for the year ending on 31st March 2024 is provided to you. From this detail, you are required to prepare income and expenditure account for the year ending on 31st March 2024 and also receipt and payment account for this period. Information are there: honorarium to doctors, staff salary, opening cash balance, special donation for purchase of X-ray machine, income of charity show, telephone expenses, subscription from members, purchase of equipments, taxes and insurance, entrance fees received 60% to be capitalized, income from laboratory, opening stock of medicine, closing cash balance. Now another side, purchase of medicines, donation received, opening bank overdraft, expense of charity show, repairs, 4.5% investment in government securities, contribution to medical association, interest on investment, subscription for newspaper, laboratory expenses, rent of the hall received, closing bank balance, fees received from patients, and so on. So now write down additional information. First point in that, closing stock of medicine, that is rupees 3,200. Next, subscription due from member 2,200. Rent for the current year still outstanding, that is rupees 1,600. Unpaid salary 800. Yeah, so this is the question. Now we are going to solve the solution. I'll explain few points before we'll solve the sum. So the first point over here is, in this question, consolidated accounting information is given. From given information, transactions pertaining to receipt and payment account as well as transaction pertaining to income and expenditure account are to be recognized. Let us understand those transactions first. Where they are located and what are its effect. So first one in that is honorarium to doctors. The amount is already provided, that is 20,000. It will come to the expenditure side and in receipt and payment account payment side. Second, staff salary 12,000 is given, again expenditure side and payment side in receipt and payment account. Third, opening cash balance 1,500 in receipt and payment account, receipt side we have to mention it, and in balance sheet, opening balance sheet asset side. Fourth, special donation for purchase of X-ray machines, amount rupees 50,000. This will show in the receipt and payment account receipt side and in balance sheet liability side. Fifth point, income of charity show, 26,500 in income and expenditure account, income side we have to show, and in receipt and payment account receipt side. Telephone expense 3,400, expenditure side in income and expenditure account and payment side. Next, subscription from members 36,800, income side, and in receipt and payment account, receipt side. Purchase of equipment 34,350. In receipt and payment account, we are going to mention it in payment side and in balance sheet asset side. Ninth, taxes and insurance 2,850. It is our expenditure, so mention in expenditure side and payment side. Entrance fees received 60% to be capitalized. 3,000. Here kindly pay attention, see what we have to do. 1,200 we have to mention in income side, 3,000 in receipt side, and rupees 1,800 will be added in capital fund. Next, income from laboratory 10,000. As it is our income, so we have to write in income side and receipt side in receipt and payment account. Opening stock of medicine rupees 2,000, expenditure side, and the second effect would be in the balance sheet, opening balance sheet asset side. Closing cash balance 2,000, payment side in receipt and payment account, and in balance sheet we have to write down in a closing balance sheet, again asset side. Purchase of medicine 30,000. We have to purchase, so it is our expense, so expenditure side, then in receipt and payment account, payment side. Donation received 50,000. Receipt account, and it is our liability, so liability side of balance sheet. Opening bank overdraft 4,500. Payment side as an opening balance in receipt and payment account, and opening balance sheet liability side, because overdraft is of course our liability. Next, expenses of charity show amounted to rupees 12,200. Here charity has been given, so it is our expense, so expenditure side in income and expenditure account and payment side. Next, repair 5,200, same expenditure side and payment side. 10% investment in government securities. Yeah, this is something new point, this we haven't studied so far, so just pay attention in this point. 10% investment in government security amounted to rupees 40,000. So this we have to write down in a balance sheet. Which balance sheet? Closing balance sheet, again on the asset side, and we have to write down this in a payment side of receipt and payment account. Yeah, next point, that is contribution to medical association 2,400. Again it is our expense, so expenditure side and payment side. Interest on investment 1,800, it is our income, so income side and receipt side in receipt and payment account. Subscription for newspaper 1,950, this is expenditure, so expenditure side and payment side. Laboratory expenses 7,200, again same expenditure side and payment side. Rent of the hall received 5,600, income, because it is our income, so income side and receipt side. Then closing bank balance 37,150, this is our payment, so receipt and payment side, payment we have to write down, and in closing balance sheet asset side we have to mention this closing bank balance. And the last, fees received from patient, which is very important of course, so that is rupees 30,000. This is income is being generated from the patient, so it is our income, so income side, and again we have to give the receipt, so receipt side in receipt and payment account. So this is all about the information, so that it will be easy for you to understand this sum and to solve the question. Yes dear students, now we are asked to prepare receipt and payment account and also income and expenditure account. Both the opening cash balance debit side and opening bank overdraft credit side will be shown as opening balance of receipt and payment account, but will not appear in income and expenditure account. Adjustment number 1 we are going to start with. For closing stock of medicine rupees 3,200, debit side of income and expenditure account, opening stock of medicine and purchases will be added, and this closing stock will be deducted from that total, and it will shown in the balance sheet asset side. Adjustment number 2 is About subscription. Subscription due from the members rupees 2200. So the subscription of rupees 36,800 is received and outstanding rupees 2200 will be added in it and it will shown in the income side, and the second effect will be asset side of balance sheet, outstanding subscription. Next adjustment is rent. Rent for the current year, still outstanding amount rupees 1600. Here rent is income and received rupees 5600 and outstanding amount is rupees 1600 will be added to it. So the total of it is rupees 7200 and it would appear as an income, and again its second effect is asset side of balance sheet, outstanding rent 1600. Now we will go to another adjustment, that is salary. Unpaid salary is clearly mentioned in the question, that is rupees 800. Salary paid is 12,000 plus outstanding, that is rupees 800, and the total amount will come to rupees 12,600, which would appear as an expenditure. And the second effect of it is liability side of balance sheet. Now we are going to prepare receipt and payment account of Mehta Hospital for the year ended on 31st March 2024. First of all, we will write all the amount of receipt side. To opening cash balance 1500, to donation 50,000, to fees received from patient 30,000, donation for X-ray machine 50,000, income of charity show 26,500, subscription from member 36,800, entrance fees 3,000, income from laboratory 10,000, interest on investment rupees 1,800, rent of the hall 5,600, and the total of it is 2,15,200. Now payment side. Here first we will see the opening bank overdraft, which is 4,500, honorarium to doctor 20,000, staff salary 12,000, purchase of medicine 30,000, telephone expenses 3,400, purchase of equipments 34,350, taxes and insurance 2,850, charity show expenses 12,200, repair 5,200, 10% investment in government security 40,000, contribution to medical association 2,400. Now we will see subscription. Subscription of newspaper 1,950, laboratory expenses 7,200, closing cash balance 2,000, closing bank balance 37,150, and the total is 2,15,200. Now we are going to prepare income and expenditure account of Mehta Hospital for the year ended on 31st March 2024. Expenditure side, first we will see honorarium to doctors 20,000, other staff salary 12,000 in the inner column, then we have to add outstanding salary 800, total of both 12,800 to the outer column. Medicine used, again opening stock of it, that is 2,000 rupees, we have to add purchases 30,000, total 30 plus 2, 32,000, then we have to deduct closing stock, that is 3,200. So total of all of this is 28,800 in the outer column. Next, telephone expenses 3,800, taxes and insurance 2,850, laboratory expenses 7,200, charity show expenses 12,200, repairs 5,200. Next, contribution to medical association 2,400, subscription of newspaper 1,950, excess of income over expenditure 18,900, and the total 1,15,700. Now come to the next side, that is income. Here the first point is Fees received from patient 30,000. Subscription from members in the inner column 36,800. Add outstanding 2,200 to the outer column 39,000. Next, income of charity show 26,500. Entrance fees, we have to take 40% over here, so it will come to rupees 1,200. Income of laboratory 10,000. Interest on investment 1,800. Rent of the hall in the inner column 5,600. We have to add outstanding, that is 1,600 to the outer column 7,200, and the total of it is 1,15,700. So we have completed this illustration over here. See students, just go through it, go through all the points, all the adjustment. If you are having any query, any doubt, you can raise it right now. Do you have any question?
Yes, ma'am. Where will you disclose opening and closing balance of bank overdraft in final accounts?
Okay, very nice. Fine, very good question. See, try to understand it first. The answer to your question is, in final account, bank overdraft, bank balance and cash balance are shown in the balance sheet, and receipt and payment account, opening and closing balance of bank overdraft being a liability would appear in the credit and debit side of receipt and payment account as a balance brought down and the balance carried down respectively. I hope you understood my point. So students, in this part 7, we have discussed illustration number 11, 12 and 13. I hope you get some clarity about it. Now we will see each illustration in detail. First, each illustration is explained with required explanation. Explanation is very precise and clear to understand accounting treatment of respective transactions and all the adjustments. See, in illustration number 13, consolidated accounting information is provided to you for your better understanding of each and every transactions which are displayed in tabular form, and some concern adjustments are also explained with proper description. In part 8, we will be continue with some other illustration with different aspects for practice purposes. Please keep on refreshing all the previous questions to acquire good command over the chapter. In short, we will meet for part 8 so soon. Thank you. Have a nice day.